Distinguished members of the Supreme Court justices. It's a beautiful sight to see a room full of new lawyers surrounded by their family, their mentors, justices, judges, taking the same oath that once changed the course of my life. Today, you don't just join a profession, you join a calling. The words that you will speak, the Florida Bar's oath, are not just ceremonial. They are a moral compass, a roadmap for integrity, a promise that what you say, what you file, and what you do will always be grounded in truth and in honor. When I took this oath, it carried a special meaning for me because my journey to this moment was not easy. After law school, I wasn't immediately admitted. After passing the bar in 2008, I had to go through a series of character and fitness hearings, hired a lawyer, and wrote multiple essays to show that I had the requisite character to be a Florida Bar member. I went through the process of proving rehabilitation, showing that I possessed the character to practice. It was humbling, it was painful, and there were hearings, waiting at times, and silence that felt endless. I was admitted. I did get the privilege of taking the oath as you did today, but some 3 years later, on April 15th of 2011, 3 years after graduating law school, 2 years after graduating Georgetown Law, where I got my Master's of Law in Taxation. But through that process, I learned something priceless, that integrity and accountability are not just virtues. They are lifelines. They are what allow you to stand tall, even when the world questions your worth. I had to face mistakes I made years before. I had to take ownership. I had to show that my word could be trusted again. And through it all, I held on to a scripture that's dear to my heart, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future. And here's the truth. The Florida Bar didn't just admit me when they swore me in. They entrusted me. And that trust became my greatest professional responsibility. The same trust is now being placed in each of you. When you promise to support the Constitution, you pledge to uphold something greater than opinion or convenience. You pledge allegiance to the principle. When you vow to maintain respect for the courts and judicial officers, you promise to advocate fiercely, but respectfully, because civility is not weakness, it's strength under control. When you swear that you would use only means consistent with truth and honor, you commit to a life where integrity outweighs ambition. There will be times that you are tempted to cut corners, to overstate, or to let pride win the day. My best advice to you is don't. The easiest wins can cost you your reputation, and your reputation is the one thing you cannot rebuild once it's lost. And when you promise to never reject the cause of the defenseless or oppressed, you agree that this profession is not about status. It's not about money. It's about service. Trust is the hallmark of what we do. It's what allows a stranger to hand you their most private fears and believe you'll protect them. It's what allows a judge to take you at your word. And it's what gives meaning to your license. The law doesn't just need brilliant minds, it needs honest ones. It needs lawyers who will speak truth, even when it's inconvenient, who will honor their word, even when it costs them something. So as you begin your careers, let your oath live in your actions, in the way you write, in the way you speak, in the way that you treat your colleagues and your clients. Because when your career is over, people may forget your verdicts, they may forget your results, but they'll never forget your integrity. Congratulations, welcome to the Florida Bar, and welcome to a life of purpose, service, and truth.